So today we're going to be doing an anti-Valentine's Day set. It's going to be a lot of like just dark colours and like the things you'd expect for an anti-Valentine's Day. At the moment I'm just kind of preparing in the background. Pretty sure I'll show you in a minute. There's me waving. Pretty sure I'll show you in a minute what colours I'm using. But yeah, so I do. Can't really see too much there, but I'll give you a close-up. That's A507 from Beetles Gel Polish. It's just like a basic nude colour, everyday colour. Gonna be painting 3 of the nails with them. And then we've got A498. That's, again, it's just like a standard purple glitter. It's very, very, very pretty. Unfortunately, you don't see loads of that on the nail set. I don't know if it's my camera angle or what. This, I can't tell you what colour this is because it's such an old polish, but any kind of like dark purple will do. I'd say it's like kind of like an eggplant aubergine kind of colour. But yeah, any standard dark purple will do if you're wanting to recreate this set or anything like that. So at the moment I've got my nail hand all prepped. I've buffed over the surface before I've come on camera just to get rid of the shine off the nail tips, and now I'm wiping over with lint-free wipe and some alcohol. I use between about 70 and 90% alcohol. And now I'm just showing you I'm going in with a base coat. It's a kind just, I suppose, to just smooth out the nail and to make sure that the products that I'm using, the gel polishes and stuff, stick to the base of the tip. Obviously, in this case, it's not necessary really because I'm using it on a nail hand. Obviously, if I was using it on a client or a person, even if I was doing my own nails, it's most definitely necessary, because what happens is if you buff a gel tip and you get the shine off the gel tip, the likelihood is that if you don't use a base coat, after a few days your design that you've done on your nails will just peel up. So the base coat is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's sticky, but it's like it's a layer of product that helps the rest of the stuff stick and stay where it is. You'll notice in this video as well that there's a fair few cuts, and where the cuts are is just like the in-between. Now I've put the nails in for 60 seconds in the UV lamp, and that'll just need a once over with the base coat. But yeah, if you see any cuts, I'm just cutting out unimportant bits and I'll explain as we go along. To be honest, there is a fair few cuts because you do have to go into the nail lamp quite a few times during the set, so hopefully it's not too abrupt, not too boring. Now I'm just getting that A507 colour, which is the nude colour base nail colour, and I'm going to be painting to start off with just the ring finger and the pointer finger. I do later go back in and end up painting the middle finger as well with this colour, but for now we're just doing one layer on the pointer finger and the ring finger. once I've finished this, it'll go into the lamp again for another 60 seconds. And then when it comes out, I'll show you doing the second coat, because preferably with a lot of colours, you're not going to get a great coat with just one colour. You know, it's still going to be a bit see-through, still going to be a bit patchy. So there's very few nail gel brands that do full strength colours to the point where you only need one coat. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Right, it's just come out of the lamp. Obviously, like I said, cut that out. You don't need to be sitting there watching nothing on the screen. So now I'm just going in with the second coat of that same colour again. And then once that's done, I'll put that back in the lamp for another 60 seconds. Just showing you that that's it's a disposable mixing palette, so obviously you could put your gels on there for when you're doing like nail art and stuff. Just showing you that I'm getting the darker colour out, the dark purple colour, just decanting some of that onto the actual paper. It's kind of like a shiny surface, so that like when you've done, you can either put it under the lamp to cure. Oh, sorry, I'm doing some of the glittery purple now as well. You could put it under the lamp to cure and then peel it off and then wipe whatever residue's left, or you can just basically wipe it off as is with some alcohol acetone on a lint-free pad, and that'll just get it off without affecting it. It's just it's for someone that does nail art quite regularly, it's a godsend, because you're not having to just like waste bits of like paper with like gel polish on it, you know what I mean? So right now on the pointer finger and the ring finger, I'm just going in with like this slanted what you'd call like, I suppose like slanted French tip design. I've just drawn a line, and now I'm gonna actually take the brush out of the bottle and just fill that in with the dark purple colour. Basically just creating like, I suppose it's kind of like a French tip, but it's like you're only doing one side. So me, as someone who is a nail tech, I'd call this like a slanted French tip design. I could have just done a normal French tip, but I don't know, I feel like because of the sharp edge on the design, it kind of went more with like the theme of like anti-Valentine's Day, like not liking Valentine's Day, just like being so sharp. But I'm basically just repeating that same step on the ring finger, and then once I've filled that in and I'm happy with that, I will put it in the lamp for 60 seconds again. Now at some point you might see me go in with what looks like a little blue stick. That's a micro swab, and basically all I use them for is to just clean up anything that I'm not happy with. And you do this before it goes into the light, because obviously once it goes into the light, it's cured in place then. So and you won't be able to remove it. So I think I'm actually going to do that now. Yeah, it's a little micro swab. It basically looks like a little cotton swab, But yeah, that's, I soak that with some alcohol, and then I just tidy up whatever imperfections I don't like before it going into the lamp for a 60-second cure. Apologies guys, because I'm really fiddly when it comes to stuff like this. Take my time, bit picky with it, so that's going in for a 60-second cure. And I'm just showing you here, this is what we call an ombre brush, and I'll be using that shortly. The sizes of the nail brushes I'm using for the nail art is a 12mm and a 4mm. Now the 4mm I don't really use all that much, kind of just use that when I'm using to put the like purple glittery gel polish on. Other than that, I don't really use it in this video. But it's great for like smaller details or adding in smaller details to a design. Here you can just see that I'm basically just going over again what I did with the second coat. Now, I've been a nail tech for 10+ years, and you will see in a minute I make a huge mistake. I'll point it out to you in a minute, but you're going to see anyway, because it's not difficult to see. But yeah, I'm just perfecting that line, which in a minute is pointless because of what ends up happening. And there goes the mistake. I've just leant with my glove on that nail, and as you can see, I was like, okay. So, yep, apologies for that, guys. Even people that have been trained for 10 years make mistakes, so I do apologise. But yeah, basically in a minute, once I've finished doing this nail, I'll go back in. I take that lint-free wipe soaked with some alcohol again. It's isopropyl alcohol for anyone that wants to know, but it's basically like what you'd use to clean. It's not alcohol as in like what you drink out of a bottle. So it's, you know what I mean, it's safe. It's a safe product to use on your nails. You know, it's not for drinking or anything like that. Some people might not really understand what I mean when I say alcohol, but now you know. So but yeah, just getting that wipe, wiping that off, and I'll just redo it again. It's as easy as that. I just didn't want to put it into the lamp. Well, it was like that because, like I said, the minute you put it into the lamp, I mean, you've got maybe a couple of seconds before it starts curing. And when I say a couple of seconds, I mean like 2, quite literally. So you want to make sure anything that you're doing, you know, if you've made a mistake, you're rectifying that before you put it in the lamp, because after you've put it in the lamp, that's it. But yeah, just basically going over it again. Hopefully I didn't mess it up this time. I don't think I did anyway. now I'm just showing you that tiny little brush I was talking about before, the 4mm liner brush. And I'm basically just, I mean, you can't really see this bit, so I apologise. I don't know what was going on, whether I needed the lighting a bit different or whether I need the camera angle a bit different. But it's all a learning curve. Hopefully I'll get there eventually. But I'm basically just drawing a line, like right near where that purple ends and the nude colour meets. So I'm basically just drawing like quite a thick line of it, because I'm going to take, in the previous section I showed you an ombre brush, I'm going to take that and I'm basically going to just feather that glitter out. So the whole premise of that is, obviously, it's just that you want your glitter kind of like a dispersed look and you don't want it over the whole thing. So kind of just pat and drag and pull that down, and it kind of just disperses very nice, very evenly. It's a great little tool to have. It's one of my most used brushes, because it's not just good for stuff like that, it's good for like when you're doing like a 2-colour ombre as well, where you're really putting one colour into the other, which you'll probably see a bit better on the thumb and the pinky, because the thumb and the pinky are the same, but you'll see them in a bit and I'll explain them in a bit. But once I've got it to where I'm happy with it with the ombre brush, I'll then put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. I'm just wiping my brush off on my paper towel, and just tidying up. I think I did get a little bit of that glitter outside of the line, so I didn't want it outside of the line. Right, it's come back out of the lamp now, and I think I start pointing to the middle finger in a second. Yeah, so I'm just getting that A507 colour back out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna basically give this again 2 coats. First one, and then you're gonna cure it for 60 seconds, and then when it comes back out of the lamp, do it a second time. You know, give it a good coat a second time and then put it back in the lamp again. When you're using gel polishes, well, I mean, with every single colour, you don't want to be putting it on the product too thick, because if you put it on too thick, it can cause the colour to wrinkle and basically bubble under the lamp, because obviously it's not being cured properly because of the thickness of how much you've put on. So my recommendation to anyone that is either learning or is maybe trying to do their own nails from home is basically the thinner the layers the better, because it's going to cure more without leaving any wrinkles, or, you know, like if you don't cure gel properly, you can actually cause yourself to have an allergic reaction to it, which then is a whole other ballpark. You have to then change all your either stop getting your nails done or change all your gels to like HEMA-free. If you don't know what HEMA-free is, you can look it up. It's basically just a chemical that they put in the normal gel polishes, which causes the reaction because you've not cured the gel properly. And then obviously there's a fair few people that do sell HEMA-free polishes, but again, if you're someone like me who's already got a fair few polishes, you'd have to change your whole collection. So I'm just showing you again, I'm pulling them colours back out and putting them to the side, because that's what we're going to be going in with next on the pinky and the thumb. Now the pinky and the thumb's going to be the same, so you're not going to see me do both of them on camera. Basically, I'm going to go off camera to do the thumb, because it's a bit of an awkward position. You wouldn't really be able to see anything. I'm just showing you I'm getting that lint free pad, which, if anyone doesn't know, lint free is basically, you want it to be lint free because then you've not got little tiny bits of fluff that come off it, you know, like what come off like a cotton bud, say, or a cotton pad. You don't want that sticking to the nails, because your nails do get sticky when they get tacky once they've come out of the lamp. But yeah, I've just wiped over with some alcohol just to get rid of that sticky layer. because I don't want anything sticking to them. And then I'm going in with that dark aubergine purple shade on the pinky finger. I really do apologise, I haven't got a code or anything for this colour, because it is a pretty colour, but I can say now I've probably had this colour for a few years, so I don't even know if the company even make it anymore. So I'm just giving that one coat, putting it in the lamp, comes back out, and again I'm going in with the second coat of that colour. I mean, it's I wanted to keep this set simple. There's not a lot going on in it, and there's not a load of love arts or anything like that, because not everyone is a massive lover of Valentine's Day, or has a partner, or maybe the partner's passed away, or maybe just they've had other life events happen on the day of Valentine's Day, and it's, you know, it's a hurtful day, you know, it's not something that they celebrate. So I kind of just went with like a dark, moody kind of vibe. So again, I'm pulling out this purple glitter shade, and I'm basically just going to paint the nail at the top, about 1/3 of the way down. You will see this sparkle a bit better once we get to the end. You can still see it, but... And then I'm just taking that ombre brush again and just basically patting and pulling so that it disperses the glitter out. It's not just like a straight harsh line. It kind of just fades down the nail then. And that's the kind of look I was going for. And then once I'm happy with the placement of where the glitter is, I'll then cure that for 60 seconds. And I think when it comes back out, I've done the thumb. Yeah. So I've done the thumb, I've top coated it because nothing else is going on that now, but it's the same, exact same as the pinky. So I didn't waste time showing you any more of that because it's just going to be more of the same thing. Right, now I'm getting the top coat, and I'm going to be top coating all of the other 4 nails because, like I said, I've already done it on the thumb. I did that as the last step. So just going to be giving it a generous layer of top coat now. This comes out of the lamp non-tacky. It's basically a no wipe top coat. So I don't have to bother wiping it. It dries just completely dry, no tack, and just glossy basically. And I'm doing this before I do my nail crystal placement, which is what I'm going to do in a minute, because you want it to be a nice shiny smooth surface for when you put your crystals on, so that you're putting them in the right place. And I mean, you can do the crystal placement before you do that, but I just prefer to do it on top of the top coat because it gives it a nice, like when you're doing this top coat, it just evens out any unevenness, and just basically smooths the nail out so that you've got a nice even base basically, so to put your crystals on top of. Once I've finished doing this, goes in the lamp for 60 seconds again, and then I'm pretty sure I'll show you what kind of nail products I use for the crystal placement, so I'll be back in a second with that. Here I'm just showing you the rhinestone glue I use from my cart. These are what we call micro beads. I use them to put around the embellishments. And then I'm just showing you I'm using the purple hearts. Kind of wish I had a darker colour of them, but I didn't. And then I'm using these like graphite hematite kind of rhinestones, and then I wish these shown on camera properly, but they changed from like a blue to a purple, and for some reason the camera wasn't picking it up. but they're absolutely stunning. Just absolutely gorgeous. Couldn't, like I said, was gutted the camera didn't pick it up, but there weren't really much I can do. So it is hard to pick shifts up on camera. And then this is my rhinestone picker tool. So at one end you've got a wax pencil, and then at the other end you've got, like, I suppose like just a tool that you can just poke your gems around. So I'm just pointing out that I'm going to be doing the gem placement on the middle. Get this rhinestone glue, which it's pretty handy because it's got a brush on the inside, and then you've got like a precision tip. You'll see me use both. I just think it's so handy. It's one of the best rhinestone glues I've ever used. It doesn't move anything anywhere, so you know, like, once it's cured, your nail gems last for a long time. So I'd highly recommend it for anyone that is learning or is a nail tech and hasn't tried it before. So I'm just opening up that and getting the purple love heart out. Now I apologise because again I'm very pedantic with my placements. It does take me a while to actually get it to where I like it, but once I've got it where I like it, you'll see me pull out this what looks like a long torch, and that's just basically a flash cure torch, and it's just a lot easier for me to do that rather than keep moving it and sticking it in the big lamp, because you've got it where you want it. So it's, you use that really quick. It will go into the big lamp eventually at the end, but for now it's just so it cures it into place without me having to actually move the actual whole hand into the nail lamp. To be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing with this crystal placement. I just kind of made it up as I went along. I knew I wanted to use like the purple heart, and like I said, I pulled out all the other colours I wanted to incorporate. I just didn't know what crystals I was going to place where, and to be honest, at the end I think it looks pretty decent. Just showing you that it's cured now, it's not going to move. I'm just pulling out these black ones now, opening up them, because I've already opened up the sizes I need in the, like, the bluey purple ones. So just figuring out, just thinking about what exactly I wanted to try and do. Just going to get that brush out again and kind of place a blob of glue where I need it. Like, again, even though I'm calling it glue, it's a gel, so, but it's just a stronger version of a gel. So once you've placed it and you've got things where you want it, it's like a glue, because it's that strong that it's not going to move. But other than that, it's not, you know, it's basically a gel still. You've still got to cure it, you've still got to make sure that you're not under curing it, so, because you don't want to cause a reaction to anything. So like I said, again, it's just a case of getting it where you want it. Once you've got it where you want it, then you know, I get my flash torch out again. I just do these bit by bit because they can move still when you're placing them, so you want to kind of do bit by bit so that it's not all moving on you and then everything's all in the wrong place, if that makes sense. And then you're not happy with it because it's all crooked and you didn't want that there, and da. So it's just easy to, like, just do bit by bit, because I do some rhinestones underneath the heart as well, which you'll see in a minute. If I'd have tried to do all of that in one go, it'd probably have been a bit of a disaster. So you just want to take your time with it. But crystal placements can be like a really fun way to, like, add a bit of depth to your design, especially if, like, the rest of your nails are pretty plain like mine was. You could kind of just have one nail that's like all out there with like bling on it, if that makes sense. I think that's usually a really nice look to have, where you have like bare minimal on the rest of your nails, and then you have like just like one really cool, like out there extravagant nail. Yeah, just getting some more of that glue and just putting a line down of where I wanted my other crystals to go. Again, this is kind of like, you've kind of just got to eyeball it, you got to take a guess, because you don't actually know how many, like how long you're going to need that line. All depends on how many crystals you end up putting on. But I'll go in with the black graffiti looking ones. Oh, graphite, sorry, not graffiti. And then I go in with one of the blue purple ones, and then I think I go back in with one of the graphite looking ones under that. But as you can see, they move about pretty easily, so that's why you have to fuss a bit. And you know, it does take time, but I'd say it's worth it, because you end up happy with whatever the end result is, and that's a little bit of messing about is worth, you know, at the end, if you can sit back and you can say, well, actually, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. You know, it's worth the time and dedication. But I'm just going to flash cure again now. Showing you now, I think, which size beads I'm using. Yeah, so the second biggest. And to be honest, these micro beads are pretty handy. Like I said, they just add a bit of extra. They kind of make it look like your rhinestones are like jewels, like in an actual, you know, like in a ring setting kind of situation. But I'm just using the precision tip now. I was a bit like, are you coming out or not? But it come out eventually. Just using that to dot some bits of glue around as to where I want the microbeads to go. Now you will see when I place the microbeads, at one point, one's like trying to go off onto the side. It's not, it's trying to run away from me basically. It's like, no, I don't want to go there. But I managed to get it back to where I want it before I went in with the flash cure lamp again. But yeah, it's such a handy tool. Recommend that for any nail tech. Anyone that's maybe trying to become a nail tech, because it's just something you can just flash cure stuff into place with, you know, big rhinestones, nail charms, anything of the sort. And then you can just, you know, pop it in the big lamp then after you finish flash curing it for 30 to 60 seconds, and you know, you're all good. So it's a very handy tool to have. It's very lightweight, you know, and when you're using it, it's something that you can just hold there, and it's very convenient, and I think that's why I like it so much. But anyways, as you can see, I'm placing it, but that one on that one onto the side there's trying to like go right down the side of the nail. It's trying to run away from me. These are actually really hard to pick up, believe it or not. You wouldn't think so, but they are, because they're so tiny. They're literally minuscule. And they try to like bounce off your nail gem picker and like run away. But I got there eventually, and that's all that matters. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, apologies that the camera angle's a bit crap. It's my first time filming, and I wouldn't say I did too bad. I think I might have only gone out of frame maybe a little bit once, which I'm pretty proud of. But other than that, we're pretty much sorted. So yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to get that other one back into place. I'm like, stop trying to run away from me. And again, I'm just fussing and messing about, so I do apologise for that. Just trying to get everything into place wherever I want it. Because like I said, once you flash cure, that's it. You've got no chance of moving it. You'd have to literally, like, deconstruct the nail and then retry it again. So just flash curing again now, guys. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a top coat again. And I'm basically just going to go all around the crystals and seal the design in. I don't personally like going over my crystals. Some people do. But I don't like doing that because I feel like they kind of lose some of the shine and the just the glossiness, which I know probably doesn't make any sense because if you're top coating it, it's a top coat. That's the whole point of a top coat. It's supposed to make things shine and gloss, but it's just something about it. It changes like your rhinestone, like clarity and stuff. So I just don't. I prefer. I mean, I'm not bothered if it touches like the little metal micro beads because that's fine. It can do that. It doesn't really affect them. It's kind of just more so it affects like your rhinestones more than anything. So I just try to like butt up to the design with the brush, which I mean you can obviously decant a bit of top coat onto some paper, onto some nail paper, and go around it in more detail with a brush, which is probably what I would do if I was, say, doing these on myself and keeping them on, or if I was making a set of nails for someone, or if I was doing someone else's nails. But for the purpose of this, obviously it's a design for a nail hand, so it doesn't really fuss me too much. But I basically just bring my camera down so you can see a bit better. I'm just showing you now how shiny and glossy the nails are and everything. But basically, this is the end of the design, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you all again. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye, guys.